Game 7 is over, and we have our Stanley Cup champion, ladies and gentlemen. I'm wearing the team that ended up winning it all, my around 2011, 2012 Florida Panthers jersey on. No one on the back, but it's fair. It's fair to wear this jersey as the Florida Panthers have won their first ever Stanley Cup with a 2-1 victory over the Edmonton Oilers in Game 7. After blowing a 3-0 series lead, Edmonton does not get that reverse sweep. Florida is able to hold on. What a game. What a game overall. The intensity was crazy. Tension was palpable. And brilliant Stanley Cup final. Definitely one of the better Stanley Cup finals in recent memory. One that went 7, which a lot of don't do anymore. And unfortunately, I really wanted the Game 7 overtime. We don't get that. Still, I've never seen that in my lifetime. And neither has my dad, to be as a matter of fact. So think about that. I'm nearly 20 years old. Think about my dad's probably around 30 years older than me, 35 years older than me. And neither of us have seen a Game 7 overtime. So first period at 15:33, Florida opens the scoring. It's a goal from Carter Verhaeghe, who's been quiet throughout the series, 11th at the playoffs from Rodriguez and Lundell to make it 1-1. That's been the biggest factor about the Florida's losses. They haven't been scoring the first goal in games 4 through 6. They get it here. But Edmonton responds quickly after about a minute and 15 seconds, minute 45. Edmonton goal, it's the Blackhawks legend himself, Matthias Janmark, with his 4th of the playoffs from CC to make it 1-1. In the second period, the game-winning goal is scored at 4:49 with Sam Reinhart's 10th of the playoffs from Verhaeghe and Kulikov to make it 2-1. Some of the big guys that haven't shown up at this playoffs showed up tonight, Verhaeghe and Reinhart. Bobrovsky was great. Skinner was also very good. And no scoring would be done in the third. The third was just an onslaught of Edmonton, who by the end of it was gassed. You can see how gassed Edmonton was. And of course, injuries have come out now. Leon Draisaitl was playing with a broken rib, and another thing, McDavid had an abdominal tear of some sort. And that's tough. Shots were 24-21 Edmonton. Hits were 32-21 Florida. Faceoffs 31-28 Edmonton. Skinner 19 saves on 21 shots. Bobrovsky 23 saves on 23 saves on 24 shots. Penalties, Edmonton takes 1 in the first, Florida takes none. Florida takes 1 in the second, Edmonton takes none. Edmonton takes 1 in the third, Florida takes none. Power plays, Florida goes 0 for 2, Edmonton goes 0 for 1. Stanley Cup winners. Guys like Bobrovsky, Oposo, Kulikov, Ekman-Larsson, all those veterans get their first. Tarasenko and who's the other guy I'm thinking? Verhaeghe, both of them get their second Stanley Cups. Only 2 players now to have multiple Stanley Cups on that team. For the Oilers, horrible letdown. Your Conn Smythe winner for the first time since 2003 is on the losing team. Connor McDavid was... If he wasn't going to win the Conn Smythe, I would have been very mad. I've seen people saying Bobrovsky should have won it. After games 4, 5, and 6, I can't argue it. He was my favorite going into Game 4. Going into Game 4, even Game 5, if he had won it, I would have said Bobrovsky. McDavid fully took over in Games 4 and 5. And he doesn't have any points in Game 6 or 7. Draisaitl only had 3 assists in the series, but with his broken rib, I can understand that a bit. McDavid, with his performance in the final as well, he had an abdominal tear. That's crazy. Hall of Fame also came out just now. Jeremy Roenick finally gets in. I'll do a career video on him this summer. What's his name? David Poile of the Nashville Predators, general manager, as well as the Atlanta/Calgary Flames and the Washington Capitals, gets in as a builder. Colin Campbell, a builder. 2 female players. I'm not familiar with either of them. And then Pavel Datsyuk, first ballot, and Shea Weber, first ballot. I have my thoughts on Shea Weber being in the Hall of Fame, considering that it was especially first ballot, when McGillney is still not in. But we're not talking about that. We're talking about the Florida Panthers have won their first Stanley Cup. Edmonton loses in Game 7 once again. The Cup will stay in Florida, as it has for a majority of the 2020s already. And of course, Corey Perry loses his 4th Stanley Cup final in 5 years with 4 different teams, which is a record. That's going to be all I have for you guys in this one. I'm going to have a series review coming out for the series. I'm going to have a recap of the playoffs, a review of the champions, a review of the finalists, and we'll see how many videos I get out, because I do leave for vacation once again in about a week and a half from now, so we'll see how many of those I can get out. I want to thank you all so much for watching this video, and I shall see you all in the next one. Have a good one.